A definition of attachment. This is kind of an addendum to the recording I just previously made about purifying in the fire. An attachment is what I was talking about, but I didn't use that word. So I'm going to briefly re-explain what I set up in the prior recording. You have an emotional response to whatever's going on in the present moment. And whatever's going on in the present moment could be going on outside of you, if that's what's in your awareness, or it could be going on inside of you, or both. But when you're alone and you want to meditate, I think it's easier to direct your attention inward. And as I spoke previously, the next thing you want to do is release the fire. And I'm not a meditation teacher. I'm only speaking from my own personal experience. I'm just describing my experience. I'm not telling you what you should do. But what I did is I realized that, and when I say purify it in the fire, it's just a metaphor that helps me focus my energy. It's a visual of like a ethereal flame column shooting up through the middle of me. And what I do with that flame, I left out a detail about the flame. So you can only release this flame. You don't make this flame, you just let it out. And if it works for you immediately, that would be fantastic. If it doesn't work for you immediately, that's still fantastic. You're making progress along the way of retraining your mind. Nonetheless, once the fire is lit, whatever negative emotion and snippet of mental material surface in your consciousness, and it could be a memory, it could be, it's just whatever comes up in your consciousness, and you have this emotion attached to it. You have this loop that you become attached to replaying because it's energy that got stuck. And it got stuck because at some point you you experienced that energy, and maybe at the time you experienced that energy, you didn't have any education as far as how to pass that energy through you. And so what happened was, when those feelings arose, you resisted them. And in resisting them, you crystallized them and trapped them in time and became attached to them. And so the easiest way to dissolve those attachments, those snippets of negative meaning, or snippets of meaning, the words positive and negative are, if you do want to hold on to some especially good memories, I wouldn't begrudge you that. But when something surfaces in your consciousness that maybe, I'm not a therapist, but let's just say that you did experience something traumatic, something dramatic, something that you still feel today, even though it happened at some time in the past. When you're alone meditating, maybe if you feel safe enough, bring that memory up. And as it comes up, those emotions and feelings come up. And you feel those bodily sensations that you've associated with this memory. And you purify them in the fire. You keep the fire lit. And the way you keep the fire lit is you relax. Because you can only release this fire. And as long as you keep the fire burning, then you allow that bodily sensation to be, and you experience this same bodily sensation that you had an attachment to in a neutral way, without a preconceived attachment, without a meaning. And it becomes a thrilling cacophony of electrical impulses and energy field moving around your body. And you think, oh, wow, that's wonderful. That's fantastic. I'll just relax into that instead of attaching to it and getting it trapped in my body. I think I'll just release into it and accept it and enjoy it. Wow, what a nice bodily sensation. You're welcome to stay as long as you need to. maybe you've got friends, and once you figure out where the door is, before you jump in for the last time, maybe you yell down the hall and tell everybody, hey, we can get out. Those little bits of code that clutter your mind can say their piece and tip their hat and go away, because you're no longer attached to them.